I'll tell you what,
that's amazing.
That riff there, it's like an old Winston Marsalis riff.
Man.
Or is it Miles Davis? And we used to play it all the time back in the day. Anyway.
I just think it's amazing how a really good guitarist can make every single note in the chromatic scale fit somehow into a lick if they just play it right and resolve on the right. It's very
There's
clever.
no wrong notes.
Exactly.
There's just chromatic.
What are we playing today?
But it's these, man. What's going on here? What's going on? Is this new, or am I just blind, or what's happening?
I feel
new studios
like,
again. I feel like they've just been here.
Yeah, I feel like Pamela Ewing in an episode of Dallas, where I've woken up and the last 5 years of the Les Paul studio not being here has been a dream, and they've actually been here all the time. But I actually think that for the last 5, maybe more years,
no, surely we were just
there hasn't been a studio.
Really?
Yeah. Or is this the new Phil Collins signature? Oh, it is. It's the studio Les Paul.
I think, didn't we just do one? Wasn't there this whiskey barrel one? Wasn't there? The open pour thing?
Yeah, that was 2014.
I mean, I'm sweating like an absolute right now.
Oh, dear. Yeah, I'm sweating like a in... So I believe...
Really? Is that real?
I believe the Les Paul studio went away for a bit, although bizarrely, I must have missed that. But yes, the Les Paul studio was always, back in the days when things were simpler, there was a Les Paul standard and it had all the bells and whistles on it. And if you couldn't afford that, you bought the Les Paul studio, which was basically the same guitar with less bells and whistles. And that made so much sense.
Yeah.
And then things got complicated and other models come in and things make less sense. But now we're going back to a time when things begin to make sense again.
Yeah.
And the studio's back. And the essence of it, it's a little bit different to the studio that was before, but the essence of it is exactly that.
This is what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Well, sort of. So Les Paul Standard is a beautiful guitar, but fundamentally I think Gibson recognised it's an expensive guitar to make, you know, putting the binding on, especially if you go and watch our video when we went to the Gibson factory.
Oh, yeah.
You see the bindings all done by hand with, you know, with literally sort of bits of strapping that you put around the guitar to hold it in place.
There's a binding on here, or is that just the top? Sorry to interrupt. Is that just the top?
Yeah, that's just the top.
So that's not a binding, that's just the top.
Yeah.
Right.
So the studio is back, right? It comes out the same factory as the Standard. It's all the essential ingredients are the same: mahogany body, mahogany neck, rosewood board, maple top.
Links below.
Burst Bucker Pros, he says, looking for his notes. Yeah, Burst Bucker Pro American pickups, Clues style tuners, all the goodness. But as you've probably already noticed, no binding, no flame top, and no hard case. But I'm not even sure that I don't like this better, to be honest with you, Pete. That is a nice bag,
I'll
isn't
take
it?
that over hard case any day. Hard cases are just so annoying, man.
Yeah. They've not scrimped.
It.
The old studio had a way more basic bag with it, but that is not scrimping. Check out the inside of that. There's also no poker chip.
Who needs that anyway?
But what we do have is we've got some coil tappage.
Ooh.
And these are about 1,500 quid. So, you know, they're several £100, if not even £1,000 less than the Standard would be.
What's the Standard?
Well, it depends, different prices for different colours, but over £2,000. Maybe closer to 2.5 if you want a nice burst. So, really simple. Only 4 colours, and we have them. Heritage Burst Black, Blue Burst, which is, I've not seen that on a studio before, and the Wine Red.
But it's a wine red, and the black ones are just, I remember those ones, all 100%. My friends got them back in the day.
So what is new, you've got the bound neck and the crown inlays. I mean, like, what is not to like?
Did they just have some, like, lots of necks lying around, they just needed to... It's a 60s neck, isn't it?
Do you know what?
Because it's a flat sort of...
You say that in jest, but my gut feeling is it probably ends up being cheaper. Just going, why not just keep making fretboards with these inlays on that you do for the Standard and just make 500 more and we'll put those on the studio.
Makes perfect sense.
Than it is to do a new fretboard, if you like, just for the studio.
And it's nitro. It's nitro, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oud eerste nitro.
So take us through some tones, Mr. Pete.
Yes.
I've got to admit, it's a home run for me. I like this a lot. I think there will be tons of guitar players that just can't quite stretch to the Standard, but feel like, you know, they're getting...
low standards. Okay, we can take the tones. You've got the 3-way selector switch, and as Lee said, there's a split on each pickup at the front. These two are just normal tone controls. The neck it's very 60s, isn't it? It's a very sort of slim. What is that?
It's a good segue there because
It's a 12-inch radius, and it feels like a 60s neck.
Ultra modern weight relief. Let's put a picture on screen now.
I thought it was late. Light.
So, picture of a body, plain maple cap. We just said here.
Yeah.
Come on, Anderton. I found it somewhere here before.
You
Sorry.
find it. I'll do some tones on it. Here's the neck pickup. I'll tell you what, it plays really nicely. Have these been set up?
60 slim taper.
That's exactly what I thought it was. Split that neck pickup. I don't like that.
Where's all the treble gone?
Sorry, I just pulled it off, pulled the knob off. Yeah, I think there's treble missing in that. That's a bit weird to me. It's straight into the amp, but
honestly, sometimes humbuckers just tap well, and sometimes less so. For me, Les Pauls are all about humbuckers. Any other tone that's in there is maybe a sort of an added bonus, but I would not go. I wouldn't use it's
that.
not the reason to buy this, is it?
No, not at all. It plays beautiful. It plays super nice. I mean, I played Les Pauls that are played worse than this. You know, so middle position. Split it. Again.
It sounds like the in-between, like, out of phasey
Yeah,
position.
it sounds
What's it
a
like
little
in middle with both out? It's really lost a load of treble off the end, isn't it?
So can you just do the same with yours? Not just a clean sound and then just neck position, just split it. So it's not just me that's.
It's not just you.
Well, is it anything special in that pickup? I mean, that we might missing?
Specially tapped to give you that rolled back treble jazz tap. No, I've made that up. No, it doesn't. Just says it's got coil tapping and individual tone controls for more sonic options.
Right. Yeah, but there's more sonic options, but maybe not.
Hey.
Anyway.
It's not why you. That's why I say it's not why you buy a Les Paul. You buy a Les Paul for.
Let me just split that again. Right, my friends, hang on.
What do you think? Do you think you're going to find a brighter guitar if you try a different colour?
I don't know. I just feel that feels a little bit, you know. I'm just
because black is often a slightly brighter tone.
Listen,
it's like, you can hear it in the acoustic. It's your money for nothing tone.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds great, but I don't like that. I'm sorry, Gibson, if you're watching.
I tell you, the black with no binding looks great.
It does, doesn't it?
I actually think I might even prefer not having binding on a black guitar. You get the sort of wraparound effect.
Yeah, wraparound. You always like a good wraparound. You do.
That's true.
Especially for me. I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, it sounds great. It played great. This sounds great. Do you want to play a bit?
Well, I mean, I'm happy to jam out, really. Look, what I love about these is the simplicity, and I just think it inspires a very simple video as well.
It's simple video.
You plug it in, you get some guitar sounds that sound like a Les Paul. You then kind of pull this out and it doesn't really sound like a Les Paul, so you quickly go back to make it sound like a Les Paul.
I don't know why they put that in there.
The weight relief is really clever because it still feels like I've got like an 8-pound guitar, so it feels like I've got something of substance.
Substantial. Yeah,
but
it's substantial.
Not to the point where it would break my back to wear it. And I just think there's something about, maybe it's because it's got the bound neck, it doesn't look like a cheap guitar to me.
No,
I suppose relatively speaking it's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
But it's
did
not.
They had the tulip tuners before? Did they have?
No, I think they did the Grovers before.
Yeah, I think so.
But that is good. I mean, look, everybody, and Blueburst is one of those, like, everybody loves the Blueburst because it's quite an unusual sort of colour. That just looks fab.
Yeah.
Really fab.
I'm surprised you say that they haven't been in the catalogue for so long. I can't believe that. It's like, that's
we've had like Satin Studios and Tributes and every other name, the Moderns and all that kind of stuff. And I just think the studio just sort of disappeared for a bit. It's like those characters in EastEnders that, you know, aren't in the show for a few years. You don't realise they just walked off one day and 5 years they come back. They're a different actor, but it's the same character.
But let's jam out, man. Let's come up with some other stuff.
It's great.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and don't
unless you're really yeah, or yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Goodbye.